Good morning, guys. Another day in Sevilla. Beautiful views. You guys know the vibes. Today we're gonna check out the cathedral. I want to show you guys a nice, beautiful day. Check out this view here. Awesome balcony view. Love this hotel again. Everything is so cool. Sidewalk is so tight here in Sevilla. Such a beautiful town. We are on our way to the cathedral. I can see the cathedral. Look at it right there. Welcome to this exciting journey through Seville, Spain, and specifically the Cathedral of Seville, one of the most impressive architectural and historical landmarks of the city. In this video, we'll explore the origins of the cathedral, its impact on the development of Seville, and most important, historical artifacts in its museum. We will also delve into the controversy related to its history, the origin of the site under Moorish rule, the history of Christopher Columbus and his relation to Seville, as well as the king and queen's relation to the city. Let's dive in. The tower was originally built as a minaret in the 12th century by the Almohad dynasty, a Muslim empire that ruled over parts of North Africa and Spain. It was constructed as part of the Great Mosque of Seville, which was considered one of the largest and most impressive mosques of its time. The tower's unique design features a ramp instead of stairs, allowing the muezzin, a person who calls the Islamic faithful to prayer, to ride a horse to the top to call out the adhan, the Islamic call to prayer. The Great Mosque of Seville remained a Muslim place of worship until the 13th century, when Seville was conquered by Christian forces led by King Ferdinand III of Castile. The mosque was then converted into a Christian cathedral, and the tower was repurposed as a bell tower. The tower's name, La Giralda, comes from the Spanish word giral, meaning to turn or rotate, referring to the weather vane or Giraldillo statue that crowns the top of the tower. The Giraldillo statue was added to the tower during the Christian conversion, and it symbolizes the triumph of Christianity over Islam in Spain. The tower remains a symbol of Seville's diverse cultural and religious history, representing both Islamic and Christian traditions that have shaped this city over the centuries. After the Reconquista, the Christian rulers decided to transform this to a cathedral in the 15th century, and it took 100 years. The architecture blends Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque styles. The construction was a statement to the power and wealth by the Christian rulers, and it established Seville as a center for religious and cultural importance in Spain. The size and grandeur made it a symbol of Seville's prosperity and importance on the world stage. The cathedral houses a museum that contains many important historical artifacts. Today we're going to see some of them. The bell tower is amazing, and it's the masterpiece of Islamic architecture in this cathedral. Many historical landmarks have a controversial past, just like the Cathedral of Seville. One of the most significant controversies is the role of the Catholic Church in the construction of the cathedral. Some critics argue that the church used forced labor and exploited the local population to build the cathedral, while others defend the church's actions as a necessary part for the context of the time. The site where the cathedral is now was a mosque under the Moorish Empire. It was built in the 12th century, and it was the most important Islamic site in Spain. When Christian rulers reconquered Seville, they converted it into a cathedral, and much of the original structure was destroyed. Seville played a significant role in the life of Christopher Columbus. The cathedral was a favorite of the royal couple, and they were instrumental in its construction and decoration. The Cathedral of Seville has had its share of controversy, like I said earlier. One of the most controversial aspects of the cathedral's history is its connection to the Spanish Inquisition. The inquisitors used the cathedral as a place to hold trials and execute those found guilty of heresy. Many people view the cathedral as a symbol of oppression and persecution. It's home to famous paintings and Spanish culture. The construction was a remarkable feat of engineering. Christopher Columbus's tomb was originally located in Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. However, in 1795, when Spain ceded control of Santo Domingo to France, Columbus's remains were moved to Cuba. In 1898, after the Spanish-American War, the tomb was moved again, this time to the Cathedral of Seville, where it remains today, right in front of us. Many of these altars were designed by some of the most renowned architects of their time, such as the famous Gothic architect Alonso Martinez, who designed the main altarpiece. The cathedral is also home to several famous paintings, including works by the Baroque master Bartolomé Esteban Murillo. These paintings are not only beautiful in their own right, but provide a fascinating glimpse into the artistic traditions and cultural history of Spain. In addition to Christopher Columbus's tomb, the Cathedral of Seville also houses the tombs of several other notable figures, including the remains of King Ferdinand III of Castile, who conquered the city of Seville from the Moors in the 13th century, and the famous composer Manuel de Falla. Buried here is Juan de Cervantes. He was an archbishop of Mendoza. The cathedral is also home to the tomb of the explorer Ferdinand Magellan, although it is believed that his actual remains are interred somewhere else. Some of these are made by Juan de Valdés Leal. He was from Seville, a painter and architect, and he was studying under Antonio del Castillo. Another very famous artist as well is Bartolomé Esteban Murillo, which had a different style, and as well we could see his painting here. It was more dramatic, he had somber subjects, and Murillo was more peaceful and serene, and they both created the Seville Academy of Art. The painting depicts the nativity scene. It was made by Luis de Vargas. It's called The Adoration of the Shepherds, and it's about Virgin Mary and Joseph looking over baby Jesus as he's visited by shepherds who have come to adore him. What makes this painting so remarkable is not only the skillful execution of the figures, but the vibrant colors and intricate details that bring the scene to life. The striking aspects of the painting is the way Vargas uses light to create a sense of depth and dimension. The light coming from the baby Jesus illuminates the faces of the characters. There are an impressive collection of garments that we're about to see. It's been used by religious figures over the centuries. These garments are on display for visitors to see, and they show the rich history and traditions of the Catholic Church. The most notable garments in the collection are the vestments worn by the Archbishop during religious ceremonies. The robes are adorned with intricate embroidery, precious metals, and colorful gems, making them the most valuable items in the cathedral's collection. In addition to the Archbishop's vestments, there are garments on displays like dalmatics and stoles. These pieces are often made from rich fabrics like silk, velvet, and feature a range of colors and designs. One of the most interesting things about these garments is that they're still used in ceremonies today. Of the clothing worn by Spanish queens throughout history, these garments are a fascinating glimpse into the world of Spanish royalty and the changing fashion. There's dresses, gowns, other garments worn by queens like Isabel II and María de las Mercedes. These garments are exquisitely crafted, featuring lacing, intricate embroidery, and luxurious fabrics. The most impressive pieces is the gown worn by Queen Isabel II during her reign in the mid-19th century. There's a full skirt, fitted bodice, and voluminous sleeves, all adorned with rich embroidery and beading. The collection of the clothing offers a unique perspective on the cultural and political history, highlights the importance of the monarchy and its role shaping the country's identity. I hope you enjoyed this virtual tour of the Cathedral of Seville, one of Spain's most treasured cultural and religious landmarks. From its stunning architecture to its beautiful artwork and artifacts, the cathedral offers a fascinating glimpse into the rich history and culture of Spain. We've learned about the origins of the cathedral, its impact on the development of Seville, which we will see in the next video. Please subscribe to Felice Travels if you've been enjoying the vibes and having a great time, point of view style, across my journey in Spain.